What's good, YouTube? It's your boy BDB, and today I have a video I want to talk about. It's in the NBA. NBA playoffs are coming around. It's starting to dwindle down in the NBA season, and that is also becoming a very hot topic for this because now we have the NBA Kia MVP coming up, and there's a lot of speculations who they think the MVP should be between SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for the Oklahoma City Thunder, who's the #1 team in the West, and for Nikola Jokic, the Joker, the #3 team with the Denver Nuggets in the Western Conference. So a lot of people have been saying Nikola Jokic deserves the MVP. Now I've heard some justifiable things for both sides. You know, people have been saying Nikola Jokic is the best player in the world. Nikola Jokic is averaging almost a 30-point triple-double. I think he's averaging 29, 11, and 10. And he's shooting like 43% from the three. And then he's like almost shooting like 60% from the field. And I know his free throw percentage is very high. But Nikola Jokic is averaging a triple-double, and they obviously saying, well, he's the best player in the world. So, like, what else can you do about that? Then they're also saying that SGA, he's averaging 30+. He has some steals. I know that. He has some rebounds, some assists. He's doing very well from the field, doing good from three-pointers, doing very, very well from the free throw line because I heard something about SGA hit like 500 free throws. Then he's on pace to have like 700 made if he keeps going, playing every single game or something like that. But that's crazy though. And I will give props to SGA because people don't realize how hard it is to shoot that many free throws and hit 500 of them. And if you're on pace to hit 700, people don't understand how impressive that is. And your body is wear and tear is like you got wear and tear and you're tired, you know. But people have been saying SGA is a free throw merchant. Now, I will say this about the SGA free throw merchant thing. I won't just say SGA is a free throw merchant. Every NBA player, a lot of NBA players are free throw merchants. A lot of them. SGA is not the only one. He's not the only one that's a free throw merchant. I'm just going to put that out right now. I'm not going to call SGA no free throw merchant. Now, credit. I will say this, though. Is he the most common and the most talked about with it? And is he shooting the most free throws and making the most free throws? Yes. But is he the only free throw merchant in the league? No. Because there's a guy named Joel Embiid out there in Philly. There's a guy named Jason Tatum over there in Boston. You can even say Jaylen Brown. If you even want to go out there in LA, you got Luka. You can even say Braun kind of gets some free throws. If you want to put in Steph in that conversation, he gets some free throws. If you want to put Kevin Durant in there, you want to put Devin Booker. You want to put Paolo Banchero. There's a lot of NBA players who shoot a lot of free throws. They get a lot of calls. They go to the free throw line a lot. There's a lot of players like that. And it's facts. It is facts. There's a lot of players that you be like, dang, they went to the free throw line like 10 times this game. Dang, half their points came from the free throw line. But the one thing I'll say about SGA is that, and I'll even say this, I forgot a guy, Jalen Brunson. He's a free. If y'all want to put him in there, you can put him at Jalen Brunson. I said he was a free throw merchant last year, but there's a lot of NBA players who are free throw merchants, you know. And the thing with SGA is just that I put the stat down before this video. So I took a stat and wrote this down of teams with the highest free throw attempts, but I only did top 5 teams in the percentage. So the NBA teams with the most free throw attempts. #1 is the Memphis Grizzlies with 24.2 free throws per game. #2 is the Atlanta Hawks with 23.8 free throws per game. #3 is the Orlando Magic with 23.5 free throws per game. The Lakers are #4 with 23.2. The Rockets are #5 with 23. The Jazz tie them at #5 with 23. The Mavs, they're #7 because the Jazz would be #6, but the Mavs are #7 at 22.7. The 76ers would tie them being 7th, but they're going to be 8th, being 22.7 as well. The Nuggets are 22.6 at number 9. Number 10 is the Trailblazers, 22.3. The Bucks, 22.3 at 11. Number 12 is the Pelicans, 22.3. So that's a three-way tie. 13 is the Cavs with 22. The Suns are number 14 with 21.9. Number 15 is the Pistons with 21.8. Number 16 is the Raptors with 21.7. Number 17 is the Clippers with 21.6. Number 18 is the Kings with 21.6. So they're tied. Number 19 is the Warriors with 21.5. Number 20 is the Timberwolves with 21.4. Number 21 is the Knicks with 21.2. Number 22 is the Pacers with 21.1. The Wizards are number 23 with 21.1. The Brooklyn Nets are number 24 with 21.1. Number 25 is the Miami Heat with 20.9. Number 26 is the San Antonio Spurs, tied with the Miami Heat with 20.9. Number 27 is the Oklahoma City Thunder at 20.2. Number 28 is the New Orleans. Whoa. Number 28. I almost went old school back. I almost went old school. Number 28 is the Charlotte Hornets with 20. Number 29 is the Boston Celtics with 19.7. And number 30 is the Chicago Bulls with 19.4. Now, if I'm talking free throw percentage, top 5 teams in the NBA with free throw percentage is the Oklahoma City Thunder at number 1 with 82.5% from the free throw line. Number 2 is the Chicago Bulls with 80.7% from the free throw line. Even though they shoot the least amount of free throws, that's understandable why they're top 5, because they shoot the least amount of free throws. So that makes sense. The Kings are number 3 at 80.7, so they're sharing the second spot with the Chicago Bulls, but they're number 3. Number 4 is the Phoenix Suns at 80.6%. And number 5 is the New York Knicks with 80.3%. So when I'm looking at this list, when I'm looking at the Thunder, the Bulls, the Kings, the Suns, and the Knicks, all these teams, the Suns, out of free throw attempts, is the highest. Out of those 5 teams with the highest free throw percentages, the Suns, out of those 5 teams, have the highest free throw attempts. Now, people are saying, well, that doesn't disclose the fact. Yes, it does. Because these teams that I named with the highest free throw percentages shoot the least amount of free throws. They shoot some of the least amount of free throws. But they have the highest and the highest percentage in the league. Now with SGA, I understand the argument with what people are saying, because it's like the rate that it's happening and the time that it's happening, if that makes any sense. And the way I see this whole SGA thing with the fouls is just like that guy over in Kansas City who wears number 15, Patrick Mahomes. Because remember, this wasn't for MVP, but this was just in the season. Think about this. The Kansas City Chiefs were back-to-back Super Bowl champs. Oklahoma City, this is their second season. They are back-to-back team. This is their back-to-back seasons being the number 1 seed, clinching the NBA playoffs as the number 1 seed. Patrick Mahomes, he was taking the league by storm. SGA is taking the league by storm. We see Patrick Mahomes getting all these penalty calls and the Kansas City Chiefs getting all these penalty calls, and people are like, oh, they're getting this and this late in the game and at this time of the game. Oh, it's just a conspiracy theory that the refs are cheating to help them win. But then when we looked at the stats, the Chiefs were the bottom at penalties. They were like I think they were the bottom with penalties counted against them or something like that. I can't remember. But the Chiefs were at the bottom in penalties. When I'm looking at the Thunder, they're the bottom in free throws, but they have the highest free throw percentage. Now, when I'm looking at the Chiefs, it's like they were bottom in penalties, but it's like in the fourth quarter when you got that one penalty that cost you the game, They're like one of the highest teams to get that. And people are like, something ain't right. They're cheating for Pat Mahomes. Because it's always for Pat Mahomes. They're saying, they're cheating for Pat Mahomes. But then when SGA is getting that, they're like, they're cheating for SGA. They want SGA to win MVP so bad. That's how I'm seeing this whole situation with SGA. I'm like, this ain't nothing different in the whole Oklahoma City Thunder team. It's like, bro, this ain't nothing different than what we were doing in Kansas City. They shoot too many free throws. SGA's getting a lot of free throws. They're just a free throw merchant team. SGA's a free throw merchant player. When the Kansas City Chiefs were, they get baby penalties. Patrick Mahomes get all the calls he wants. SGA's getting all the calls he wants. It's the same exact way. But then when we seen Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl when he kept getting his butt lit up, and we said, the refs are going to let him play. But guess what? When we realized he was getting his butt lit up, guess when that was? In the biggest game of the year, the Super Bowl, in the playoffs. There was a pod. If you watch Patrick Beverley's podcast, I'm going to play the clip here. So here's the clip.
OKC then.
Can they do it in the playoffs?
No.
Agreed. You're not going to get that many foul calls in the playoffs. They need more creation. And I don't mean creation to score. I mean creation to get other people going. If Shea gets in foul trouble, this is a very different team. If Chet is hurt, this is a very different, right? So we've seen it over the last 2 years. They've been playing really well regular season. When they get to the playoffs, they bounce out. The excuse they use is, we're young and, we don't know the big moment. Stop with that. They used it last season in the playoffs. They used it the season before. No, motherfucker, y'all number one seed. What you mean y'all don't know what y'all doing? Regardless if y'all know what y'all doing, other motherfuckers know who the fuck they playing. I think if you look at any team in the Western Conference Final or any team in the Western Conference period, I think you don't want to match up with OKC, but if you do match it up with OKC, you don't feel that
scared. They don't put fear in people's heart.
They don't. And it's all because of age. It has nothing to do with talent. If you ask a betting person, like Golden State sees OKC first round, there's a bunch of people picking Golden State. Regardless if the number one seed or not. And it should be like that. Because when you're the number one seed, you should be able to put fear in every.
So from that clip, you guys and girls, you can see he's saying the first things he said was, can they do it in the playoffs? We know what you can do in it. And that's what I love about the playoffs and the regular season. Because see, the playoffs, I don't care what you did in the regular season. I don't care if you average 30 in the regular season. That's the regular season. Can you do it in the playoffs? See, with the NBA, it's kind of like, you got 7 games to prove you can do it. You have to win 4 of them. Yeah, that kind of, unlike college basketball, college football and NFL, where it's a one and done. You got that one chance. Can you show up on that night? In the playoffs in the NBA, I love it outside the regular season because it's like, I don't care if you average a triple-double during the regular season. I don't care if your team is the number 2 team in the conference. Can you do what you did in the regular season in the playoffs? There's been many teams we've seen who was a number 1 seed. We've seen many MVPs in the league, and guess what they got? They butt bounced out. I can't even tell you I don't even know when the last time I seen an MVP win the NBA championship.
Steph Curry was the last MVP to win an NBA championship in 2015. LeBron was the last MVP and Finals MVP in the same season in 2013.
I don't know. Because last season, Jokic was MVP, but the Boston Celtics won. The season before that, it was Joel Embiid and the Denver Nuggets won. The year before that, it was Jokic again. And I don't think who won it that year. And I think it was Golden State won it that year. So, I mean, It don't matter if you MVP, defensive player of the year, rookie, clutch. I don't care what you is. Can you do it in the playoffs? Can you do it in the playoffs? And the one thing he said that's very significant that everyone's saying, oh, these fouls. You ain't gonna get that. Them foul calls you see in the regular season, you don't get those in the playoffs. I haven't watched a lick of NBA this year, but I'm watching the playoffs because all this bickering that everyone's saying SGA gets in the regular season, I'm like, he ain't gonna get those calls in the play. You're not gonna get those calls in the playoffs. You're not. If you getting hit, you getting hand checked, you getting a little arm to your side. Guess what? All them little face memes I be seeing, all them stuff, they ain't gonna call. The ref gonna look at you like this and just run down the court, unless it's that excessive, because it's the playoffs. The higher round you go, the more intense and aggressive it gets. So my question is, and the Thunder are a young team, but with this whole SGA thing and everyone saying he's a free throw merchant, there's a lot of players who are free throw merchants. A lot of them. A lot of them are free throw merchants. Most of them, if you take away most of their free throws, they ain't averaging the points they have now. They ain't averaging 30 or they ain't averaging 25. They'll be somewhere around probably 16, 17. Some of them barely touching 20. Some of the all-stars we say are all-stars, they barely touching 20. Barely. I know y'all might say that's a stretch, but if you take away them shooting free throws, they're barely touching 20, in my opinion.
Now, you guys might be saying, what are you talking about? Because there's a lot of stars who are very consistent. There's some stars who get most of their points from the free throw line. Like, say they get 20, they shoot 3 for 14 from the field, 1 for 4 from the three-pointer, but 17 free throws. So you guys get what I'm saying?
Barely touching 20. Now, who I think should be MVP is very close. I mean, I don't really care because, Bron ain't getting it. But I always say this. I feel like SGA, if he wins MVP, people are going to make the excuse of, oh, we're getting tired. The reason why they gave it to him because they're feeling pity for Nikola Jokic winning all the time. That's what it is. Because the one thing I'll say about sports fans, unless it's your team, they don't like it when your team or the one player is winning a lot. And that's what Jokic does, is win awards a lot. They did it with Jordan. They did it with Kobe. They did it with Bron. Shoot, you can even think all the way back to Magic Johnson, Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, Jerry West, all them. Even Steph. And look at Nikola Jokic now. When you win a lot, people don't like it. They don't like it. It don't matter if it's rings, MVPs, Defensive Player of the Year. Look at Rudy Gobert. As much Defensive Player of the Year as he be taken from the league, people are like, why are we still giving this dude the award? He's not a good defensive player. Which, in my opinion, I think the defensive player should go to a player who can defend the rim and the perimeter. Or what they should do, for my opinion, in the Defensive Player of the Year is obviously give out 2 awards: the best perimeter defensive player and the best rim protector defensive player, or make the Defensive Player of the Year award just one award, but they have to be a good perimeter and interior defender, not just a good rim protector. Because if they're just a good rim protector, then obviously Rudy Gobert is going to get it. Guys like Rudy Gobert, Evan Mobley, obviously they're going to get that stuff. But that ain't my conversation. But people need to realize that's what the stats say. That the Thunder shoot they shoot out of all 30 of these teams, the Thunder is at 27. They're the 3rd lowest team in free throw attempts. They're at 27. They're 27. And in free throw percentage, they're number 1. And most of them, yes, they are from SGA. I know that. But hey, it don't matter to me what they doing this year in the regular season. You can hit all the free throws you want in the regular season. Them same calls you get in the regular season ain't gonna be in the playoffs. And if they come in the playoffs, can you hit them when you need to hit them? Can your players show up when they need to show up? Because the one thing I will say about stars, about players when it comes to the playoffs, there's players that'll do too much and there's players that'll do too less. I'm telling you. But that's my take on this, man. With this whole SGA free throw merchant, Nikola Jokic, who should win the MVP, why is the MVP race so close, and me discussing why everyone thinks why SGA is a free throw merchant. That's all I have to say. So this whole thing, we can just put it to, well, it's never going to be put to bed. But we'll see who wins MVP. And here's the reason why I don't care about the MVP right now. Because whoever wins it, ain't nobody going to be satisfied. Ain't nobody going to be satisfied, man. Most of these awards I've seen this year, ain't nobody been satisfied who won the award. Regardless of who wins, ain't nobody going to be satisfied. When I'm looking at college football, Travis Hunter and Ashton Genty, whoever won it out of those two, people were going to be upset. NFL, Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen, whoever won it out of those two, people was going to be upset. When I'm looking at college basketball, whoever wins it out of Cooper Flag and Jamai Broome, people going to be upset regardless. So whoever wins it out of SGA and Nikola Jokic, people going to complain, moan, and groan regardless. So why would I even care? Why would I care? Y'all gonna be like, he shouldn't have won it. He's a free throw merchant. Oh, he ain't even supposed to win it. He's been averaging the same stats for how long? SGA's been averaging 30, and his team's the number. And the one thing I can't stand with this MVP race, when everyone's like, oh, but their team is this record, and if they didn't have this player on the team, they wouldn't be this good. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. All that if they ain't had that player on the team, I'm like, I don't care about that. I'm looking at his stats now. I don't care what the team looked like when he was there, when he wasn't there. I don't care how the team looking. I'm looking at him specifically. Because if LaMelo Ball was averaging 50, we would not be saying nothing about the team. We wouldn't be saying nothing. If he was averaging a 50-point triple-double. So all that team talk, I don't care if the team is good when he there, when he ain't there. I don't care if the team good if he on the airplane going to the game. It don't matter. All I care about is this player producing by himself? Because what I know is an MVP award is a solo award. It ain't a team award. It's a solo award.
Look, all this don't matter, so y'all can cut all that chatter. Because Luka ain't getting no fatter. Because it's Lakers in 5.
That's it. Who's the best player in the league? That's it. It ain't who's the best team with the valuable play. No, it's the best player in the league. That's it. That's how MVP awards work. Are you the best person out the whole thing? It don't matter if your team good when you there or it ain't that. No, it don't matter. Are you good? Are you the best when you're there? That's all that matters. So all this talk about the team and put that and just stop. Now you're just trying to find random stuff to make excuses for. It don't matter. It don't matter. Because there's been games where we've seen the team plays better without the MVP than with the MVP. There's games where the team can't play without the MVP than with the MVP. It doesn't matter. It don't matter. So that's my take on it. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'll make sure I have more videos for y'all. And I'm out. Peace.